If you're thinking about putting $1,000 somewhere this year to see it grow, you're on the right track. However, it depends on whether this is the only $1,000 you plan to invest, or if you'll have $1,000 now and more in the future. Let's say you have only $1,000 to invest, and that's it. And that's all. Meaning you'll put it somewhere and just let it do its thing. Warren Buffett said, over the next 10 years, actually, returns averaged about 50% a year, and I think they were 37 points better than Dow or something like that. But I was working with a tiny amount of money. So you've managed to save up $1,000, and you're thinking about investing it in the stock market, or even riskier assets. Congratulations, because you've already done more than many people. You saved that $1,000. Unfortunately, I have some bad news. Putting this money in the stock market is probably not the best idea if it's the only $1,000 you plan to invest for a while. Let's consider an example. Imagine that in the year you invest your money, the stock market has a major upswing and brings back a return of 25%. This is 15% above the average, and most professional investors would be thrilled with a return like this. However, if you have just $1,000 in the market, this would only yield a return of $250, which might not have a significant impact on your financial situation. Now, you might be thinking about putting your money in a savings account or a CD or certificate of deposit, since they offer guaranteed returns, right? Well, let's take a look. As of February 2023, the average return through a savings account is a very small 0.33%. This means that if you put your money in a savings account for 5 years, you'd end up with just over $1,000. While it's a guaranteed return, it's not a substantial way to build wealth. What about CDs? These are like savings accounts, but you can't touch the money for a set amount of time without paying a fee. The average CD rate for a 5-year term is 1.37%, which isn't bad, but it still won't lead to significant growth. Your $1,000 would grow to just over $1,000. That might cover a nice pair of jeans or some new shoes, but waiting 5 years for that might not be the best strategy for building wealth. Even if you were to put this money into the stock market for 5 years, with an average return of 7%, you'd still only have about $1,400 at the end. While it's a decent option, it's not likely to be a game changer for your financial situation. If you're feeling a bit uneasy right now, don't worry. There's actually something you can do to increase your income. This, in turn, will allow you to invest more and ultimately grow your wealth. Most people only tap into a small fraction of their potential throughout their lives. So, any effort you put into self-improvement is truly the best investment you can make. I'd also suggest pursuing your passions, whatever really ignites your enthusiasm. As Warren Buffett wisely pointed out, the best thing you can do is invest in yourself. This involves acquiring new skills that can be valuable to any company you work for, both now and in the future. The more valuable you become, the higher your earning potential. It's a straightforward concept when you look at it this way. You can invest in yourself through resources like books, webinars, seminars, or courses. The greater your skill set, the more likely companies will want to keep you on board, reducing the risk of layoffs, which are unfortunately happening all over the country. You can learn things like marketing and coding. These skills are becoming very valuable in many jobs. It's good to focus on skills that are wanted but not many people have. Charlie Munger said, "Keep learning through reading, stay curious, and try to get a bit wiser every day." Learning helps you grow, and as you grow, you can become happier and have more money. Another thing you can do with $1,000 is start a new way to make money. Nowadays, it's easy to do this because of the internet. The hard part is doing the work and getting the business going. But if you use your knowledge, you can create something. Then, you can use the money you earn to invest in your business and make it bigger. Later, you can also invest in the stock market. So, you'll have a steady income, a saved $1,000, and you plan to add more money each month for what you want. Even if you have money coming in, it's always good to keep learning and growing. This will never let you down. But what else can you do? You're looking for a way to make money without working all the time. You put your $1,000 in and add some money every month. This money will make more money for you while you work and make money for yourself. Warren Buffett said, "If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die." Not many people want to work their whole lives, I'm sure. One common way to make money without working all the time is through the stock market. But when I talk about the stock market, I don't mean it in the usual way. For many people, it's a place to put money into lots of different companies like Tesla, IBM, or Google. When you buy shares of these companies, you own a small part of them. If they make money, you do too. But if they have problems, you might lose money. This happens when the price of shares goes up or down, or when they pay you dividends. The best way to invest in the stock market is through something called index funds. Warren Buffett, who's really good with money, said, 14 presidents, 7 Republicans, 7 Democrats. We've had world wars, we had 9/11, we had the Cuban Missile Crisis, we have all kinds of things. The best single thing you could have done on March 11th, 1942, when I bought my first stock, was just buy an index fund. This means no matter what happens in the world, index funds can be a good choice. Imagine this. You put all your money into Tesla. Then, something goes wrong with the car batteries. They stop charging, and there's no easy fix. This means lots of people can't use their cars, which could lead to accidents. To make matters worse, the only solution is to get a whole new car. Sadly, Tesla doesn't have enough money to replace all these cars. On top of that, they get hit with a bunch of lawsuits from people who were hurt and insurance companies. This leads to Tesla going out of business. Now, even though it's not your fault, you've lost all your money. Now, let's think about the opposite situation. Suppose Tesla figures out how to make a battery that charges really fast and allows the car to go twice as far on a single charge. This would make a lot of people want to buy Tesla cars, and the value of your investment could double, and it might keep going up for a while. This is one side of investing in specific companies. You could make a lot of money, but it's also riskier because if you make a bad choice, you could lose everything. A good rule to remember is, if you don't have the time to learn about companies and investing, it might be better to stay away. There's more to investing than just picking a company that seems exciting. Here's where index funds come in. They're like a package of different companies you can invest in. This means you don't have to go through the trouble of trying to find the best company yourself. Some examples include investing in the overall market, a specific area like technology, or even companies that give you a share of their profits. The best part is, buying into these funds is just as simple as buying stocks. However, it's important to know that even if you choose index funds, it doesn't guarantee you'll make money. So always do your research and don't just do something because someone tells you to. These are just some options you can consider. To begin, you might want to go with a general market fund, which is a safe and reliable choice, especially for beginners. Two of the most popular ones are VOO and SPY. These let you be a part of the top 500 companies in the US. Here's what you can expect. If the US economy does well, the fund will likely do well too. If the economy doesn't do so well, then the fund might not do as well either. If you're interested in technology, you can consider VGT or QQQ. These let you be part of companies like Microsoft, AMD, or Google. Keep in mind, each of these funds has different companies in them, so take some time to see which ones you like more. If you're looking for regular payouts, think about VYM or SDY. When you invest in these, you're putting money into companies that share their profits with you. When you're putting money into these funds, there's a smart way to do it. What you can do is, every time you get paid, take a part of it, like 10 to 15%, and put it into your account automatically. This way, you won't accidentally spend the money you should be saving for investing. As Buffett wisely said, don't save what's left after spending, but spend what's left after saving. Another way you can use your $1,000 and any extra money is in real estate. Sure, $1,000 might not be enough to buy a house for renting, but thanks to the internet, there are other options available now. For instance, you can use a crowdfunding real estate platform. This lets you join with other investors and contribute small amounts, like $1,000, to fund real estate projects. So, if the real estate does well, you benefit too. And if the property value goes up, you gain even more. Another option is to get involved with real estate through online platforms. These platforms mainly make money through rent, providing you with passive income. But it's important to understand that this money isn't immediately accessible because it's tied up in physical properties. It's not as easy to sell a house as it is to sell a stock. If you're comfortable with investing in real estate, don't have enough money to buy your own property, and are okay with not having quick access to your funds, then this could be a good choice. You can also gain exposure to real estate indirectly through REITs or real estate investment trusts. With REITs, you invest in a company that puts money into real estate, but without the complications of owning physical properties. You still get paid from the money earned through rent and sales. REITs often pay higher dividends because they're required to give a significant portion of their profits to shareholders. Some examples of REITs are V&Q and USRT. If you'd rather not invest, there's one smart thing you can do with your money. Focus on paying down your debt as soon as possible. Relying on loans with high interest rates like 18 or 20% can hold you back financially. On the other hand, if you can find reliable people to lend to, you can potentially make good money over time by charging similar interest rates. But it's better not to be the one always trying to catch up in life. Paying off debt early is like earning extra money or getting a return on investment. Let's say you have a loan with a 4% interest rate, like a car loan or a student loan. If you pay it off a year ahead of time, it's like getting a 4% bonus because that's one less year you have to pay the bank. So, if you're unsure about investing in stocks or real estate, this is a solid option. It frees up more cash for you because you'll have fewer bills each month. The quicker you clear your debt, the less interest you'll pay, and the more money you can keep for yourself.